Hey everyone! Welcome back to my channel. I hope you are having a great weekend. Hero Wars is a strategic game where you have to make the proper team in order to dominate others. So, in today's video, I am going to show how you can build a team like a pro. At first, we are going to start with what type of team we are going to decide what type of team we are going to build. First, we will start with a physical attack team. Physical damage is damage that can be prevented by armor and dodge. Building teams around physical damage is not what I recommend. Even if you got for one, you would want to include certain heroes with them. Now for a magic attack team. Magic attacking teams are better than physical attackers. They are only countered by magic defense buffers. And many heroes are good when selecting magic attackers in your team. And next we have pure damage teams. Pure damage teams are probably the best teams you can go for. They have no weaknesses. The only one who stops them would be Rufus. But you can use Morgan to counter him. And lastly, we have mixed teams. While mixed teams are good overall, they have some problems. For example, if you go for a magic and physical damage teams, you are likely going to face situations of timing out. So I sometimes recommend not going for mixed teams. Here, you can see I have provided a chart on what stats upgrade each type of damage. Physical attack is boosted by physical attack stats, agility stats. Critical hit doubles the damage and armor penetration allows full physical damage. Now we go to magic damage. Magic attack is increased by magic attack stats. Magic penetration, which allows full magic damage, and intelligence, which gives extra magic attack. And as for pure damage, it is increased by magic attack stats and intelligence, but that only applies if their base stat is dependent on magic attack. Finally, for mixed teams, all stats apply, because you are technically either going for physical attack and magic attack, or magic attack and pure damage, etc. Now, we are going to move on to the prioritization of health. You may have noticed that a lot of people skip health on some heroes. This is because in order for heroes to gain energy faster, they purposefully put low health on them. However, this only applies to non-tanks, squishy heroes like Aiden, etc. Tanks especially need high health. Now for our team building, starting from physical attack teams. At first, we will start with tanks. There are two good physical attacking tanks in the game, Julius and Galahad. While Julius isn't primarily good at dealing physical damage, he can do amazing damage with the help of an armor penetration buff. And as for Galahad, he has become very popular ever since his rework. He has pretty decent DPS and have amazing synergies with certain heroes. But I would still recommend Julius because of his decent damage and amazing shielding. Now we are going for our damage dealers. We will divide our DPS into two distinctive halves. For our first DPS we have Dante, Ju and Kira. I would rate Dante best for PvP purposes. Ju is an important hero for guild raids and other PvE purposes, and is also useful for PvP purposes. And as for Kira, she is a mid-tier hero, but has good potential. Especially if you can find out good synergetic heroes with her. Iris is an excellent DPS, and have great damage potential. She is great at killing down tanks except for Rufus. And for second DPS, we have Tristan. Tristan isn't exactly a damage dealer, but he is great at buffing up armor penetration for heroes. Next, we have Ishmael. Ishmael is a great physical attacker, and can do huge amounts of damage with his Ascension skill. He is a great addition to your team. And lastly, we have Yasmin and Heidi. Both are excellent pure damage dealers. But among them, I would most definitely recommend Heidi. Now we will start by adding support heroes to our team. Among these heroes, Sebastian is the most important. No matter what you say, Sebastian is important in all cases. especially in a physical attack team to boost their damage. Morgan and Isaac are used to provide armor penetration, letting heroes deal max damage against enemies. Nebula here is also an important hero and is used in the primary Osh line. Among these heroes, Isaac, Nebula, and especially Sebastian are important. Now for our healer part. All teams need a healer in defensive cases, and in almost all offensive terms. Here I have removed Celeste as she is mainly a healer and a magic damage dealer. Martha is important for guild raids. Dorian can be good if you have a backline hero that is decent DPS. But remember, Dorian is line dependent, and you need to be careful of what team you are building with him. Thea is a good hero in most PP cases. Her Ascension skills are also very useful. Among these heroes, Dorian and Martha are mostly important. Now we will end the physical attacking section by recommending you all some teams. Here we have Julius, Ishmael, Sebastian, Iris, and Martha. Here, I would like to note two things here. First of all, Iris is not particularly a physical attacker. She also has pure damage skills. If you feel like you don't want any pure damage dealers in your team, you can replace her with another one of your choice. Second, this team is not a high-tier type of team. It is decent, but can be vulnerable against many type of teams. I will show you more teams in case you feel like this isn't hitting the vibe for you. Now let me explain some of the synergies for you and demonstrate it. Julius is the main tank, providing shields and protection from damage. With Oliver as the combat pet, his second skill will greatly increase his shield capacity. Ishmael and Sebastian are main DPS, and can do huge amounts of damage. Iris is a primary damage dealer, helping Ishmael do decent damage. Martha is the main healer. But if you have your Thea's 5th tank Ascension skill, I would recommend replacing Martha with Thea, as Julius will greatly benefit from it. Now for our second team. It is a team consisting of Galahad, Tristan, Sebastian, Kira, and Martha. There are a lot of synergies in this team. Galahad helps Tristan gain his ultimate frequently. This is because of Tristan's 4th skill that makes him gain some of the energy from the hero in front of him. Tristan gains extra energy from blessed heroes. More on Sebastian boosts their damage by adding critical hits to them, and also leading to extra DPS. His damage is almost doubled with Alba's patronage. Kira is the main DPS, also benefiting from the armor penetration and critical hit buffs, leading to a huge amount of DPS. Martha here is the main healer, healing them, speeding them, and providing armor penetration buffs. Now we will start with the magic attack team. First, we will start with tanks. Our first magic attack tank would be Aurora. Aurora is the tank in the game. She is good in almost every way. She has extremely good amounts of dodge stats, and she provides the team dodge bonus with her artifacts. With Kane patronage, she can spam out her ultimate, providing both damage and dodge stats at the same time. Her 4th skill, Rainbow Halo, is very good at mitigating magic damage, and can do huge amounts of damage. She is a perfect rank for your team, even if you are not going for a magic attack team. Secondly, we have Celeste plus Aiden. While these two heroes are not tanks, Aiden buffing Celeste gives her enough health to tank enemies down. Not only that, but when Celeste has low health, she can simply just spam her ults, leading to multiple magic attack buffs and lots of healing. An increase of strong attacks. You can use Axel on her to reduce the damage, and also Aiden's 4th skill makes Celeste take less damage when Axel patronage is triggered. For example, when Axel patronage makes Celeste lose 40% of her health instead of 75%, because of Aiden's 4th skill, Axel will make Celeste only lose 10% of it. This way they have a lot of synergies. And Mushy and Shroom is our last tank choice. She is a very squishy hero, but has great potential. She can make heroes like Arachne and mess up their targets. She has amazing magic damage. But be careful to use magic attackers against Isaac. He can easily take them down. Try to manual play or use Sebastian and Chorus together for extra protection. Now we will go to our DPS part. Just like before, we will divide our DPS into two distinctive halves. Our first DPS section features Celeste, Lars, and Krista. Celeste isn't particularly a magic damage dealer. She is also a healer who can do mass magic damage and healing at the same time. She has great penetration and decent healing and can be a good choice for your team. Then, we have Lars and Krista. One thing I would like you to note is that Lars and Krista need to be used together. But their combination is amazing and can help you to clear out enemies fast. One counter to them will be Isaac, so be careful while using them against him. Another thing about them is they require a lot of investment, but overall they are good. Now moving on to our second DPS, we have Aiden, Arachne, Amira. Aiden is considered a healer, but he has damage potential as well. He is a decent hero who can buff up your tanks as well. You can even use him as your main healer. Now we have Arachne. While Arachne isn't particularly a DPS, she can still buff magic penetration and let your team do tons of damage. She is one of the best control heroes who can do long periods of stun with Mara patronage alongside. Now at last, we have Amira. Amira is an excellent hero for today's meta. She counters heroes like Ishmael, Dorian, Yasmin, etc. More on, her ULT is very strong and can easily take down a lot of teams. Her only weaknesses would be magic defense buffers and fast attackers. Other than that, she is a great hero. Now for our support part. There aren't any particular support heroes for magic attackers, but there are two important heroes that are must-haves. Sebastian is the best hero in the game, and that won't change anytime soon. You will need him no matter what team you are building. Nebula is a good choice for all types of teams, and can help in boosting their damage. She can significantly boost your team damage and healing. Both are very important heroes. Now, for our final part, we will have to choose our healers. From here, we have Celeste, Martha, Thea, Aiden, and Dorian. Celeste is an excellent choice here, providing both healing blockage, and magic attack buffs that can benefit your magic attack team. Martha is overall good. Thea is an excellent healer that can help you out a lot, especially with her ascension. Aiden is also good and can nicely benefit from the magic attack buffs from your team. If you have a backline hero that can do lots of damage, Dorian is an excellent choice. Now for our final team building point, pure damage. First, we will start with tanks. There is only one good tank who can do decent pure damage. That is Corvus. If you don't want to go for Corvus, you might as well want to go for another type of team or a non-tank team. He has decent pure damage and defense, and is a great addition to your team. Now we are going for our DPS part. For our first DPS we have Yasmin and Heidi. Both are great heroes. Heidi especially is a great hero after his rework. Yasmin is a decent hero, but can be squishy in some cases. Now for our second DPS, we have Iris and Sebastian. Iris is an excellent pure damage hero. She is a great addition to your team, and can help clear out tanks fast. Only problem you will be having is against Rufus, so try to use Morgan against him. Sebastian is a really important hero. He is a must-have no matter what. Now, we will go for our support part. As mentioned, there aren't any particular support heroes. But again, these two are the most important heroes to invest in. In my opinion, you should choose specific healers like Thea and Dorian for a pure damage team. They are very good. Heidi and Dorian together are very nice for your team, as well as other pure damage heroes that are mainly close to Dorian. Thea is also very good with her new Ascension skills, and is very good at healing. Her average healing at max with Axel boosting her healing is approximately 164,000. Both are decent healers for your team. Now let's start with some recommended teams for the pure damage line. It is a team of Corvus, Heidi, Iris, Sebastian, and Dorian. Corvus is a primary damage dealer here, both tanking, providing support to undead heroes, and providing armor. His altar also deals very decent damage, and are hard counters to Yasmin and other AoE damage heroes. Now we have Iris and Heidi. They are the main DPS here. They do tons of pure damage and can kill enemies fast. Sebastian here is used to remove status effects and provide support. Dorian is the main healer here providing vampirism aura. Now for our second recommended team. This is a unique team of Dante, Sebastian, Nebula, Iris, and Dorian. Nebula buffing Dante significantly increases his damage. This is also boosted even more by Sebastian increasing his critical hit. Iris is another DPS allowing Dante to do even more significant damage. Dorian is the main healer giving vampirism. Now we will go for mixed teams. Mixed teams don't require specific investments. They require the same investments as all other teams. But I would like to show some teams I would recommend you to build. Now for our recommended team. This is a team of Aurora, Sebastian, Celeste, Arachne, and Maya. In fact, this is my arena defense team. The team has a lot of synergies, from control effects, pure damage, and magic damage. I would definitely recommend this team. Now we are going to end our video with a last team. It is today's meta team. A team of Rufus, Nebula, Heidi, Amira, and Dorian. Rufus is the main tank protecting from magic attacks, providing armor and reviving himself. Nebula buffs up Heidi and Amira, increasing their damage a lot. Dorian is the main healer providing Heidi heals, and Heidi and Amira are main DPS. That will be all for today. I thank you all for watching today's video. For now, bye. See you soon.